What's happening, folks? Pepper Lamb with my homie James Mane. I know it's been a while, but hey, it's time for some 808 hot takes.
Let's go.
Yes. So this is the show where you have a couple of comedians just talking shit about sports. Plain and simple. The show's gone through various different formats and various different iterations, and we're busy as hell.
Yes, which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing, but we've decided, you know what? On Wednesdays, we need to go ahead, do a rundown of what happened and what's going on in the world of sports. Wednesday's a good medium point, right? Huh?
Yeah, because we've already had Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah. And we just, whatever's happening in the world of sports.
Yes.
I do have the same format, though, as far as first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter.
Which I like.
Yes.
I like it.
Third quarter is always dedicated to the ladies, women's sports. So, is what it is. Still rocking that. And, hey, if you don't laugh with us, there's something wrong with you. Bam. Bam. Sound effects. Anyway.
That's new.
I make them with my mouth. I don't got no buttons here or nothing. But we'll get fancy. We'll get fancy one day. All right, here we go. First quarter. NFL action. It's football season, so that's always going to be the first quarter.
Yes.
Plain and simple. All right, we are almost halfway through the regular season. A third of the way if you want to include the Super Bowl as far as the full NFL season.
Right.
We don't count the Pro Bowl no more because they don't come to Hawaii for a couple of weeks and party with us no more after they need to bring that back. Talk to somebody. But here we are. Big Mane. Biggest disappointments so far.
Okay, so personally, I would have to say the last 2 weeks. If we had done this podcast during week 1, 2, and 3, I would have been walking in here like, let's go Niners. Now the last 2 weeks,
Love.
but the NFL has a way, and I'm not talking about gambling. The NFL has a way of changing things around because they watch a lot of film. They figured out the Niners. Now the Niners have to adjust for the remainder of the season. Yes, we had injuries, but you never want to put it on injuries. Everybody's got injuries. The Niners, for me, the last 2 weeks, underachieving, and Brock Purdy, the first 3 weeks, oh, he's amazing. It's not the system, it's him. And now it's like, system's still there.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy not there.
Yeah. All we got to do is plug up the run game and let him throw it a lot. Ooh.
But so not talking as a Niners fan, his thing is a lot of timing, I hope, him and the receiver read the same thing. Now, he always hits Ayuk with that timing.
Yep.
He always hits Debo. And Kittles. He didn't hit Jawan and got picked. Jawan did a little extra step out to fake out the dude and then came in, but then it was
and Debo's out, so it's like your safety blanket.
Yeah.
And you don't have somebody that you throw a 2-yard swing pass to and they take it 60 yards as well.
Debo.
So that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
And breaking news this morning, Purdy's out with concussion protocol.
Well, breaking news again. Just before you started recording. He's okay to play week 7.
He's back?
There's other, there's not many, but there's other players in the NFL who have gone on concussion protocol, but are able to play the week of.
Breaking, baby.
Adam Schefter just put it out on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know Adam Schefter, he's the king gambling guy. ESPN insider, but I'm sorry. I don't think you should be able to have ownership in a gambling company and be an NFL insider. That is not a little bit of conflict of interest, maybe? No.
As the locals here say, small kind.
Yeah,
small kind.
Yeah, more than small kind. But anyway. It don't matter. They playing the Bengals, and my Bengals is going raw. We're bringing the jungle with us. Y'all been exposed.
I almost would rather see Darnold.
Yeah. fresh.
Let him rest. Let Brock chill. Let him watch Darnold play, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know. As far as the Bengals, we don't want to see Debo.
Oh yeah.
So that I don't care who your quarterback is, just as long as Debo's still sitting out with shoulder separation.
But I think we got a bye next week.
Yeah.
So I think they're talking about keeping Debo out so that he can have this past weekend, next week,
smart.
And the bye to recover.
That would be smart. So
what we talked about after the show, after we performed this past weekend, was Shanahan likes to run his running backs into the ground, and nobody else had a carry except for CMC. What's up with that?
Shanahan whips his horses.
Yeah.
He learned it from his dad. I brought up some sneaky facts to James after we got done performing this weekend. If you go with Willis McGahee, if you go back to Clinton Portis, and if you go back to 3 years of Washington running backs that you can't remember the names of because they all had one great year and then blew out their knees and was never heard of again during Shanahan's last tenure. So
and Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis back in the day.
Luckily, when he was on, it was during their Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
And people forget. I feel he's the reason they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, easily.
I mean, John Elway, yes, amazing quarterback. But without that running game, wouldn't have happened.
Easily. Those 2 years of Terrell Davis got him into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I personally don't think he should have been in the Hall of Fame. Sorry. But 2 years of greatness, whatever. That's another story for now. But yes, speaking of disappointments, a lot of people came at me this year and was just like, oh, your Bengals is trash. Look at them. Look at them. Your Bengals is trash. And what I said in the beginning of the season and what I'll say now is we always got a slow start. I'm glad we lose a couple of games in the beginning to get bandwagon people off of our nuts. Plain and simple, leave us alone. Forget about us. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Bengals ain't going to do nothing. Oh, they're back to the Bungles. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then as the year goes on, you're just like, oh, crap. Oh, damn. Here they, let them start slow. I'm cool with that. Joey B, you smoke your cigars. You do what you need to do.
I get it, because the same thing with me and the Niners losing these 2 games. It's not during the playoffs. That's when it really, really counts. Unless you lose 5 in a row, then that's bad.
Yeah.
But if you get somebody make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the NFL is like some people think like, oh, you have to go undefeated. No, there's only one team that's ever done it.
Yep.
You don't need to be undefeated. You just got to win in the playoffs.
The second team that went undefeated lost when they got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Eli.
I love it. Anything that makes Tom Brady cry, I'm in. I'm in, plain and simple.
Divorce?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm glad she left him. Forget that. I don't care. He's got a $6 million yacht. He'll be fine. Okay. Cry on that.
Yeah.
So, you've had your disappointment with the Niners. Any other teams out there that have disappointed you a little bit where you're just like, I expected more from y'all?
I think the Rams, I expected more.
Really?
I mean, not like to be competitive. It's like some game. I mean, even against the Niners, I didn't see it. And then they just lost, right, this last weekend to.
Yeah, they lost. They had come back to win, and then they lost again at the last second. I forget who they were playing, but yeah, they.
Yeah. And then the Colts is also. Well, we kind of knew the Colts were going to be bad.
I didn't expect anything from the Colts. The Colts have been surprising me as much as they've won. But now they've got Gardner Minshew in there, and he's not a winner.
The Rams lost to the Steelers, by the way.
Bam, there it was. So, yeah, I knew I had predicted the Rams being trash all year, so I wasn't concerned about that. Probably the bigger disappointment so far on the year to me has kind of been the Saints. I figured that, I'm not a big Carr guy.
Same.
But at the same time, they seemed like they had the other pieces in there last year, and they should be doing better. But Carr looks like he's been playing for the Raiders again.
For me, and the same thing with Jimmy G. People always like, oh, like the Raiders fans, oh, we got Jimmy G. It's like, Jimmy G's not that good. He just manages the team,
Yeah.
and it's showing. And the same thing with Carr. And I think the funniest meme I saw last year when the trade happened was trading Carr for Jimmy G is like trading Jimmy G for Carr. You get the same quarterback.
Same deal.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I personally feel like Josh McDaniels is trash. And so I figured Carr getting away from him, then he could rise a little bit more to his full potential.
I agree with you.
But that hasn't been happening. Yeah. I'm calling for Jameis Winston in New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Crab legs, let's ride.
Let's
ride.
The other, I think the Bills kind of, because everybody's coming in saying the Bills is the Super Bowl favorite. The Bills. I'm like, all right, cool, but no, doesn't look like it to me.
I told y'all last year on the Bills.
Here we are.
Here we are. Same stuff. I thought they were going to have more of a running game. They went and got a real running back and still can't run the ball. Yep. That doesn't make any sense to me. Surprises this year. I'm surprised at how well Detroit is doing.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah. Besides, they just got whooped by Baltimore on the road, but I'm surprised at how well they're doing. I'm also surprised that Atlanta is. I mean, they're back and forth. They're like 500, whatever. But some of the wins that they've gotten, I'm just like, okay, well, y'all doing it. I like Ritter. He played for Cincinnati Bearcats in college, and you can't keep having 3 turnovers a game, dog.
Yeah.
That is not conducive to y'all winning.
Not gonna work out.
Not at all. So I hope he plays better just on a personal standpoint. But I'm happy that we don't have to hear from Aaron Rodgers personally. Even though he keeps trying to tease stuff that he's gonna come back from an Achilles tear at the end of the season. Just go smoke your peyote and call it a day. I'm good.
And
I'm good.
If they even make the playoffs, if he comes in and they're already mathematically eliminated, which could happen like week 14.
Yeah.
So good luck with your return.
Jets got a squad though. That defense is for real, for real.
Well, they also that's my thing with the Niners too, is the defensive coordinator. We had Saleh, we had D'Amico, and then now this guy. Like, it was the clock is running out. Minnesota has no timeouts. They're in the midfield. And then they do an all-out blitz and go man. It's like, and then who does that? You don't do that. Manage them and keep them on the field so that the clock runs out.
Yeah. It's
that was a bust. I think
there's been a lot of bad coaching. There's been a lot of bad coaching this year. My last big surprise of the year so far is one I'm extremely happy for, and that's for C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, and the Texans actually putting a squad out there, putting a serious squad out there. I'm not a fan of the organization and the owners, some stuff he said in the past, but I'm happy that D'Amico Ryans got the head coaching job. I'm really happy for C.J. Stroud because everybody was just like, oh, no, that little dude from Alabama is going to be way better than you and such. I'm like, that little dude from Alabama is just a little dude, and he's getting worked over. I predicted he wasn't going to do nothing, but I'm like hoping his career is okay. The way he getting slung around down there. But obviously, I'm biased for Ohio State and C.J. Stroud on those aspects.
Who's the quarterback at Carolina?
That's what I'm talking about. Young. Bryce Young.
Texas. Oh, no, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young is the little dude that's getting slung around.
Okay.
He's getting beat up every week. They're just trash. So, but that's what happens when you're the number 1 pick. You tend to go to a trash organization. And, so sorry.
Yikes.
Any moves you'd like to see before the trade deadline?
So the Niners need to pick up O-linemen because that's where it's at. Like, the running didn't happen because we know CMC can run.
Gotcha.
If it's not working out, blocks aren't being made. Trent wasn't playing, and their right tackle is not that good. So with both tackles not doing well, it's a big drop off. So make the moves. We have the money.
Yeah. Who is y'all backup running backs, especially with CMC being like a little banged up? Like
Elijah Mitchell. And then I forget the third guy, but he was doing well in last week's game.
Gotcha.
Because Elijah Mitchell, I think, was out. Forget his name. It's a problem with the third guys. We don't know those guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, true that. A move that I would like to see just to make the world interesting.
Ooh.
I would like to see Derrick Henry get moved from Tennessee. Because Tennessee is just wasting the last of his 1.5 good years.
Yeah.
we all know running backs got a cliff that they're gonna fall off, and Derrick Henry, he's been holding on, but in Tennessee, that's just a waste of whateverness. Vrabel ain't doing nothing. I'm sure people love Vrabel. He's a nice guy. I'm not a fan of him as a coach. He's just mediocre, like the rest of Belichick's whateverness.
He's the guy you would play for. Like, I would play my heart out for that guy.
Yeah.
But he's not creative as far as
Exactly.
you know, or whoever is running the offense. It's just
even though they whooped up on my Bengals a few weeks ago, but that was whatever. Could you see Dallas making a move for Henry?
wow.
That would make them like.
You know,
They had that 1-2 punch of Pollard and Henry.
it would be interesting, but I don't think their problem is the running back. I think their problem is the line.
I think their problem is
The quarterback?
creativity on offense.
That too.
That too. Like they got Kellen Moore out of there and sent him to San Diego. I don't care.
And
If
San Diego's
it's
struggling.
It's San Diego. Yeah. They're like. They got to step up on the offensive game on the deal. So now you go back to the Cowboys. McCarthy was, Is he something innovative?
It's tough for me
15 years ago.
It's tough for me to judge the Cowboys unbiased.
Yeah.
Because so many of their fans like to come at the Niners.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, I don't even talk trash about you guys. Can we just watch the game and just keep coming? And you guys lost again.
Another crazy trade that I just thought of in my head right now. Deshaun Watson has been a little iffy with the Browns, and I know they guaranteed him in goofiness. But wouldn't it be crazy if they traded him to Tampa Bay for Baker Mayfield, even though they got rid of Baker Mayfield for Deshaun Watson? That would just be like you still be swiping mediocre for mediocre right now. But I thought he was gonna have a bounce back year, and it is not. He's not.
It's not. Maybe the massage parlors aren't working out in Cleveland.
Yeah, I can't imagine that the massage parlor ladies in Cleveland being better looking than the massage parlor ladies in Houston.
I agree.
I can't see that at all.
No.
So he's got to switch up scenery to get back on top of his game. Anyway, as we move on to the second quarter and we talk about scandals from Deshaun Watson, now we're discussing a little bit of scandal, actually a lot of bit of scandal from the Michigan Wolverines, that team up north. Harbaugh has constantly flirted every offseason with the NFL coming back. And now there's major allegations going on, and I guess a major investigation going on as to them sign stealing and from some Big Ten teams. Basically, one of his staff members has been suspended, and there's video footage of his staff member at games of their opponents over the past season. And there was some other footage I saw the other morning where they were playing against Ohio State, and the same staffer started telling the defense what they were going to do. Now, yes, sign stealing happens during the game or whatever, but if this is the same staffer that was at games earlier and recording stuff, that's some Patriot games, Patriot level type stuff in college football is trash. What do you think about it, James?
You know, I'm actually okay with sign stealing. I'm not saying I do it. My coaching level, I work on fundamentals and technique, but I mean, if you watch the other, even if you heard, hey, he said they're gonna run to the left, like, oh, I can't tell you guys because I heard. You know what I mean? It's just part of the game. You just have to. That's why you have a huddle. Hey, don't let them know what we're running. So we gotta be more secretive with our stuff. Be like, is it Oregon or Washington? They have all these giant
You know, the
signs
signs
up,
and
and you don't know who's doing what. Be more creative with, or
that's the thing. In game, I completely understand that, but sending somebody to other games and having them record stuff to give you stuff for the next deal I think that's across the line for me.
that's what I'm saying, man. You just be more creative. I mean, I feel you on that. But I'm like, just be more creative, man. Just. It's like, hey, they saw us. They saw our signs. They know our signs. Oh, well, change your signs.
Yeah.
It's just like the what do you call it? The catcher, right? He puts it between his legs. Gotta hide. They don't want to see them signs.
Yeah. But
That's just me.
I think Michigan's banging on trash cans and stuff like that. The whole Houston
And I think
Astros
the
deal.
worst part is that if they get what do you call that? Suspended or whatever. The coach can just be like, well, I'm out here anyways.
Oh, yes, yeah. And that's the deal. The NCAA takes these investigations. It's going to be 2 years before something actually really happens from the investigation. So, like, is it going to affect this season? No. Is everybody watching them? Yes. As a Ohio State guy, does it seem like they knew everything that we was going to do the past 2 years? Yes. So, but that's me being biased. How much of that is them actually cheating? Look, plain and simple, they need to change college football and go NFL style, where they got a radio in the helmet.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, hey, here's the play call. Boom, now you can't steal signs because the coach is doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
And just talking on the radio, do this, do that. Yeah. Plain and simple, y'all got enough money in college football to put the little thing in the helmet.
I think in high school, our coach would rotate a receiver in and tell the receiver to play, and they go recite the play.
Yep.
June Jones at the University of Hawaii, the quarterback would walk over to near the coach, and the coach would tell him to play, and he'd go back into the, just do something different. That's that's just me.
High school, it was just a constant receiver come in and give us the play.
Yeah.
And then the QB could audible or whatever off of there, but it was always just a new receiver that gave us the play.
Well, the past few offensive coordinators that we've had at IL use signals. They teach the quarterback, the receivers, all the signals so that they can line up, and then he's doing the signals for each skill position and line. So it's like, man, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, delay a game.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We gotta get this quicker, man. Like, come on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Any surprises for you in college football? Disappointments at all?
Well, I'll keep it home. University of Hawaii, pretty disappointed with how they're playing I think they maybe won 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
It's there was a lot of hype, and that's the problem. There's hype build up to Hawaii, having their hometown hero come back and coach, but I don't think they are helping him. And it's like they want to recruit from Hawaii, but you gotta go more than just Hawaii. It's cool to have local kids stay, but if they're not winning games, we gotta move on.
But to play devil advocate on it, anytime you got a coach on the new regime come in, you got to give him 2 to 3 years to start getting his guys in, even though he's there to try and get the local guys in there. But we got a decent amount of guys staying and whatnot. But year 3, I'll reserve my judgment for next year. If they're not at least at 500 or close to it next year, then I'll be like, okay.
I think June Jones didn't want the job because he didn't like the contract, which was, I think, a 3-year contract. And he's like, wait a minute, we need a little more than that so that we can, recruit the right people and build up.
You can build to your deal.
So this is going to be tough for Timmy Chang, who is going to be in the hot seat next year. Hopefully it does turn around because I know I met him a couple of times, talked to him a bunch of times. Seems like a really nice person. It's just, with D1 program, you got to get the W's.
Yep. How do you feel about what's going on in Colorado with Dion?
So he's made it interesting. I love, if they're playing, I'm watching. And I'm not hoping that he loses. I'm watching because the game is interesting now. And watching the whole thing is like, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And to expect him to dominate the Pac-12 his first year Just like we're talking about UH. It's ridiculous.
He even said it himself at the beginning of the year. He was like, "Nah, I need." He was like, "We're about 2 years away from our lines being." He knows he needs those big boys to. He can get skill positions. He knows how to coach the cornerbacks. He can get fast receivers and have the offensive coordinator do some innovative stuff that maybe the Cowboys need to pick up on as far as that whatnot. But he admitted himself before the deal. He was like, "Nah, I'm 2 years away from getting some big boys, getting some James Manes up in there,
get some Polynesians on there to protect your quarterback,
do serious blocking." So
and I agree. And when I watch it. So not only he's hyping his boys up. It's all about that swag, and that's this generation. That's what they feed off of. Our days was be tough and don't say much, but this generation, it's you talk a big game, you go and you perform. But I like what he does when they lose it. When they lose, he humbles himself, humbles the kids, and say, "Hey, we going for the next game."
One of my issues has been. I don't mind a little swag. Sometimes a lot of swag gets on my nerves.
I agree.
Like, it's like, okay, Dion is that dude.
Yes.
You not that dude.
Yes.
You just the dude playing for that dude. Yeah. You cannot. Dion was one of one.
Well, maybe one of two. Because Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
As far as
the capability of doing anything in any sport.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the way his mouth works and the way his deal, like you're some third string white dude on the Colorado team. Shut up. Just be happy you got some sunglasses. Shut up. Just just some of the stuff is just too like everybody showing their watches and all that.
Well, so here's the one thing though. That I think it was shucks, I forget which game it was. I think it was Arizona State. They were the student section was really letting him have it, and then he actually came back and won the game. And he went to the student section and he showed them their watch. Okay, that I love. But I agree, you're not prime time.
Yeah.
Prime time can talk that trash.
Yeah. Don't show me your watch before the game. Show me your watch after the game, after you won.
Yeah. And I actually like that Oregon destroyed them because it humbled all of them.
Well, see, I didn't like that.
I know.
I did not like that because there was a very big deal of, okay, they're off to a hot start. They're off to, now they're all talking or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like Oregon played Dion. I feel like Oregon, every other coach that wanted to shut them up, there's reports of other teams calling and giving them tips, giving Oregon dirt and giving them all types of stuff to, if you look for this or look for that's more than sign stealing to me. That's when you have other programs in cahoots and other coaches being like, we need to shut this guy up. Here's my resources to help you shut that guy up.
I hear what you're saying, but I was happy. I wasn't like rooting for Oregon to destroy. I was happy that they got to experience the same thing with the Niners loss. That shocked them.
Yeah.
And they're still recovering.
Yeah.
They lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And I think
they're gonna lose 3 in a row this weekend to the Bengals.
And I'm okay with that. Because they need to see that, because the hype after week 3, the Niners was like the best team ever. And I'm like, we gotta bring that down because this is only, we're not even halfway through the season and they're talking Super Bowl. We need to get checked because we won't know something's not working until we lose a game.
Yeah.
And so we lost 2, maybe 3.
Yep.
I doubt it. We're gonna win this next one. Yeah, we'll see next week's episode when he's wearing a Niners hat.
And Joe Montana gonna cry.
You're gonna have a meme like Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Exactly. Cry face.
All right, Boomer Esiason.
All right. As we move on to things that make us cry, women.
Yeah.
Third quarter. ladies, woo! Quickly before we get into more UH talk, I do want to give a shout out to the WNBA champions, the Las Vegas Aces. Their second win in a row, and they did the super team thing.
I was gonna say it might be second out of 7.
Yeah,
So, run it back.
So last offseason, 2 WNBA teams did the super team deal, where they went and got some already superstar players and paired them up and tripled them up, and it was the Las Vegas Aces and the Liberty, and that's who was in the finals. And the last game was close. The other 2 games weren't really that close, but the Aces were victorious, and shout out to them. Shout out to the ladies. I love watching women's hoops. I have a thing for giant Amazon women. I do. And I know they don't want me.
The celebration. They
know.
came into the press conference like they was half drunk and
they were.
like, yeah, we did this thing.
It wasn't half. It was full. It was full on drunk.
I was like, man, they should interview them right now. Let them celebrate. We'll catch you guys in the morning. You know what I mean? Or in the afternoon tomorrow.
Yeah. No. I have there's always a soft spot in my heart, especially for women hoopers, when they talk trash like the guys and move like the guys on the floor and cross people up and be like, ooh, chirp in the ear, like, bang, just dotted you in the eye with my 3, and that. When the women do it, I'm cool with it. But I don't know what it is.
It looked like to me, not saying that there's a difference between men and women drinking, but maybe these women don't drink as much during the season or for the past few months.
Yes.
And then we won, boom. And I was like, maybe we wait to enter, and where the dudes are probably always drinking during the season and can handle the liquor different.
And science and metabolisms.
Yeah.
You're dealing with 240-pound men versus 150-pound women, 160 even for the giant women,
right.
that kind of deal. So you get your pregame meal 2 hours before the game, and then the game is 3 hours long. You've been running around, and then you just start chugging. It's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you. Plus, me and James worked in bars for a long time, so we know that most bar fights and most problems in bars are always started by women.
Yeah,
99% drunk women. Plain and simple. So we know where the problems lie.
I won't say any more.
On the real. But James, I do need you to help me out. First, I want to give a shout out and give a big thank you. Over the weekend, James was performing here at the world famous Stand Up Honolulu.
Yes,
Good vibes
sir.
only. And his daughter and some of the UH volleyball team rolled up and had some laughs with us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, none of them were drinking anything but juice. Juice and water. We good on that. I'm not trying to taint the productivity of the UH volleyball team, nor my homie's daughter. That's not how we get down. So
Actually, they're in California right now. They just arrived. They're playing in Northridge, Cal State University of Northridge.
Gotcha.
And yeah, they were here last weekend and they had a great time. They loved the spot. I told them, anytime you come, it's funny because they come up to me and it's like, do you think Pepper would give us drinks? I was like, not alcoholic. And she goes, no, like sodas and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, but it's how you ask. You gotta go there. Hey, Uncle Pepper. Hey, Uncle Pepper, can you? But I told him, no, he'll take care of you guys, and which he did. And they had a great time. They enjoyed the show. They said thank you for the sodas and juice. I think somebody had.
Yeah, it was only like 2 sodas, and it was mostly juices and waters and stuff.
Yeah, so they had a great time. It's funny because that night was probably the most fit crowd I've ever seen.
Oh, yes.
Because there was a bodybuilder here as well, female bodybuilder in that. And I was like,
well, I'll toss her photo up and post on the deal.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to her. She's an IBF pro. Nakel something. I forgot her Instagram tag. We'll toss it up on the screen. But good people just in town visiting and came and laughed with us. And yes, she's she's yoked
Yeah.
and strong.
And then with the I think 6 or 7 volleyball players, it was the tallest as well. I mean, we had some 6'2" girls in here. It had a good time.
How they doing on the season?
So they're 15-6, which is a good record. They're in the Big West Conference. If I had to place them, I would say they're second to Long Beach.
Okay.
I think the playoffs will come down to those 2 teams.
Gotcha.
The 15-6 is the overall record. They're I think 8-2 in the conference.
Okay.
So they've only lost to Long Beach and another school. I forget which. I think it was-
the women are normally nationally ranked and normally solid, and it's always a good program.
Yeah, I mean, it's because the community, Hawaii loves volleyball. When I watch their away games, the ESPN commentators say, "Oh, if you ever get a chance, you got to go watch a game in Hawaii," because the crowd is so their volleyball IQ is so high. If the visiting team does a good play, they'll applaud the
They're
good
still
play.
giving love.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, good job, that was an amazing play. They have a middle blocker who's like 6'3" and just strong and she's amazing. Amber Igidi, and she's a senior, so she'll be missed next year. But hopefully the team can get her. They're the defending Big West champs, so hopefully they can get her another conference title and maybe take it to nationals. But nationals is tough because Texas, Nebraska, Wisconsin are really good schools. So
Big corn-fed white girls, giant.
Yeah. So, and then Oregon is a really good team this year as well. So
Cool.
We'll see how that goes. But overall, they're looking good. They're growing pains. I get to hear the behind-the-scenes stories from my daughter, but I won't spill any tea right now because
No tea.
they'll know where I got it from.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to the Rainbow Wahine.
yes, good luck this weekend.
No. All right, and finally, as we dip into the fourth quarter, we'll just go ahead and get the sport that we don't really pay no attention to out the way. Shout out to the Surprise World Series.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
We have the Texas Rangers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, the Diamondbacks are actually my second favorite baseball team. I'm Cincinnati. I ride with my Reds, but I lived in Arizona for a long time. Went to school out there. Great. I was there. I was on the ground when they won their World Series in 2001 against the Yankees. Me and my boy EC, we were out there. That was a wild, great time. We had both just graduated college, and we were young and in them streets.
And it was a fairly new team.
Yeah, and that was a wild downtown. So just that excitement, I remember it, and I hit him up. We're both dudes with 3 kids now and families, and I hit him up. I was like, bro, let's leave our families and go party. Diamondbacks are back in the World Series. Let's ride.
And they have a chance. I
Yeah.
mean, they I think the Phillies were supposed to be the favorite.
Yeah. Both of these teams were not supposed to be in. So you had the Phillies, who were made it to the semis last year, and they were definitely supposed to come out of the National League this year and do the damn thing. Or no, they did make it last year, and then they lost to Houston in the World Series. And Houston, they've had their controversy with their cheating and banging on the trash cans and all that whole deal. But of course, then they went and got Dusty Baker, the old black guy, to bring credibility to the squad, and they got their World Series last year, so shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
But so nobody was mad when they didn't make it this year. They were like, oh yeah, they got their one. Yay for Dusty Baker, but boo, they were cheaters.
But they could have sworn the Phillies was going to do it. But
Yes,
the Rangers,
So
Rangers
exactly, everyone was just like, oh, so now the Phillies got it.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks were like the last place team in. They got the worst record out of anybody in the playoffs and kind of snuck up in there.
They have a chance.
Now, damn. And I don't know who plays for the Texans at all. I don't.
All I know is Shohei Ohtani.
I'm calling them the Texans, the Rangers, the Texas Rangers. I'm like, yeah.
All I know is Shohei Ohtani. He doesn't play for any of them.
No. King Griffey Jr. retired.
I think he's a photographer now.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So yeah, we'll keep y'all posted on how the World Series goes.
Yes.
It's that time of year where everything is going on. You've got your NFL football, you've got your college football, WNBA just wrapped up, you've got your World Series going on, it's volleyball season. Hockey just kicked back in. They've got the shortest off season of everybody, and NCAA hoops will be back here shortly.
Oh yeah,
and also NBA hoops are back.
Hey.
Yay! Who's your squad?
Kind of.
Who's your squad, James?
I was always a player fan.
Gotcha. Same.
And so I don't really have loyalty to any team.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in seeing how the Bucks do.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's one of the big things we'll be talking about here. I'm a Suns guy.
Of course.
Growing up in Cincinnati, I was a player guy. I was just like, I was certain players I rock, even when we moved to Arizona and I was like prime high school age, I rooted for the Suns, but Grandmama Larry Johnson was my dude. LJ.
Grandma's the go-to.
Yeah, because he played like a football player.
Yeah.
And I'm with that all day. So, but yes, there were some big moves in the off seasons. As you stated, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So Dame Dollar, who was supposed to go to Miami, he said he wanted to go to Miami, and Milwaukee was just like, you know what? We want him too. And then Portland was just like, I'm looking at Miami's offer, and I'm looking at Milwaukee's offer, and it's actually worse. But I don't like Miami, so we're gonna go with Milwaukee. Basically,
It's personal.
Yeah, it got real personal, which is just like, because Dame has been nothing but great to Portland.
Yes,
let him go where he want to go.
Yes,
but Portland, I guess, in a way did him dirty, but in a way didn't do him dirty because they teamed him up with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
That's how you say his name.
That's the sound of a flat tire, and you're still going down the freeway.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So pull over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that analogy.
And it's going to be interesting, but I didn't know until yesterday that Chris Paul is
with the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Yeah.
Wow. I seen that yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's had a long time rivalry with Steph since he was back with the Clippers, and then in OKC, and then with the Suns, and now they teammates and homies.
Interesting.
I watched the game last night of the Suns and Warriors. I saw the second half, and they seem to be gelling well. The Warriors just don't have any bigs.
Yeah.
Draymond's played great D, but he's never been able to really kick it with the bigs, and now he's getting older. Is he really gonna kick it with the bigs? Right. Phoenix just got him with a little bit of size there, and they didn't have their full array either because the Suns made a big move in the offseason of bringing in Bradley Beal from Washington. So he was out last night, but Booker and Kevin Durant still held it down and were able to get that first game against the Warriors. I think when Bradley Beal gets in there, they're going to be just flat out unstoppable. Because who you gonna double?
Right.
You're gonna double Durant? You're gonna double Beal? You're gonna double Booker?
You just gotta hope that they have an off game.
Yeah, and all these guys, as the Suns showed last night, who's this guy? A Kobe G or something? And then the guy who they got in the trade, in that 3-team trade with Milwaukee, some tall foreign white guy. These are just garbage players. And I don't mean garbage players as in they're garbage, but they do the dirty work players.
Right. Role players.
Yeah, so they were just hitting guys. They had a Watanabe. They had these guys who just like, you just fit into the system. And you're never going to be a star. Just these role players were just bang, bang, bang. So they got rid of DeAndre Ayton, and I'm excited for the Suns. Even I'm a fan, but yes, I'm excited for the Suns. Warriors, I kind of see them having the same season that they had last season. Where,
competitive, but just fall short.
Yeah.
I mean, that might just be Utah again.
Yeah.
Still got the Joker.
Yeah. Denver with the
Denver.
Joker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Nuggets.
Yeah.
I saw the jersey, but I said Utah.
A bunch of tall white guys.
Yeah.
That's what got you on the deal. Yeah.
Well, Denver is like the Jazz, just without Mormons.
Fair.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah. And he's Samoan. He can say that. So,
That's not our national religion.
I know, but that, you know.
No, what it is my people are, we listen to white people. Mm-hmm. So when they came by, like, hey, come join our cult. And it was like, okay. Well, not me. I roll with, Christians, We sin all week, and then,
Well, it's been great to be back for this first episode as we've been canceled now because
yes, we've been canceled by the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and
the Polynesian Cultural Center.
Yes, and the
BYU,
the Church of Latter-day Saints. Yes. No, but before we dip, Celtics. So the Bucks made their improvements. They got Dame Lillard. They were favored in the East. All of a sudden, Jimmy Butler was mad because he's still down there. He did some weird stuff to his hair. And then a week later, the Celtics got better and got Drew Holiday as part of that Portland leftover deal. And so now they've got a true point guard, which they've been missing in Boston. So now Jimmy Butler is really pissed down in Miami. But he can't be too mad. There's zero state income tax, I believe, in Florida. True. They, he can't be too bad. But yeah, him and Tyler Hero are just down there by himself. And then lastly, what do you think is going to happen in Philly, man? So James Harden, for those who haven't been paying attention, has been sitting out training camp. Mm-hmm. Last I saw, actually today, this afternoon, that he showed up for their first games or something, or their first game is tomorrow or something. So he finally showed up, but like he went to camp and then left for like a week, or like just didn't come back to the facility. Mm-hmm. He's upset at Daryl Morey because Daryl Morey said, "Hey man, you just be patient. We're gonna go ahead and give you the max deal." And then they didn't give him the max deal. So he's like, trade me. You told me to chill out and not take this free agency. I guess he opted in because Daryl was just like, hey, you opt in this last season. We'll take care of you on the back end. And then they didn't take care of him at all. So now he's just like, I'll be at the strip club.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of teams who could use him, but how many teams would want him? Because he's a certain type of player. He's one of those guys that you might have to rearrange your offense around him.
And he's getting a little too old for that.
Yeah, he's starting to get more hair here and less up here.
Yeah.
It looks like his hair is falling through.
It's
falling through his skull and melting down here.
Yeah. But just not showing up to work, though, that's a lack of professionalism. I thought he was dating a Kardashian again, but no rumors there. But
speaking of, I hate to jump back up to football, but I think Brock Purdy's issue, he needs him a Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
You get in one of these.
Who could we get him? What Pop-Tart out there could we hook up Brock Purdy with?
I don't know too many.
I don't know the new ones.
What is the Dua Lipa? But she's not American. She's European, yeah. But I think she's dating Trevor Noah, right?
Maybe. Oh yeah. She went to comedian flavor.
Yeah.
What other little pop princesses are out? I know the old ones.
The ones I know aren't the white girls. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, you could get maybe Brock Purdy and a little Miley Cyrus.
That's too wild for him.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he would handle that. He needs something like clean cut and like Carrie Underwood but younger.
Scratch clean cut. No, Brock Purdy. I'm telling you right now, you need somebody. You need a little wild side. You need to get your swag back. Because you was balling, and then everybody started expecting stuff from you, and now you're just like, you're a little tight. He's playing a little tight, overthrowing balls, selling them here, timing off. Nah, get you a little Miley Cyrus, Brock Purdy.
See, that's not relationship. That's hookup and out.
That's fine.
That's on some Aaron Rodgers shit.
What do you think? What do you think? You think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift gonna get married?
I tell you what, if he breaks her heart, billions of Swifties They're going to start boycotting outside Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium.
You think Travis Kelce could crash the NFL league? Like, forget all the racism, forget all the concussion protocol stuff, forget all that stuff. If Travis Kelce breaks Taylor Swift's heart, with the NFL and no longer has fans.
See, what you're saying makes sense. But it's not what will happen, because it will break the NFL that he cheated on her with her backup dancer.
And no NFL player will ever get a Pop-Tart again. Will ever get,
but then she'll have 2 more records.
Yeah.
New hits.
This is all marketing.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I just hate that she's becoming friends with Mahomes' family. I'm not a fan of that family. Mainly because his brother.
The dad I love.
Okay, yes.
I love Patrick Mahomes' dad.
The son, Mahomes' brother, and wife.
Yes, his wife is irritating as hell. The brother's more irritating.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen his mom, but the dad. If you know black people out there, we all got the uncle that's Patrick Mahomes' dad.
Yeah.
We all got like, oh, did I send you that footage of him and Marshawn Lynch hanging out?
Yeah, no, Marshawn Lynch's dad, right?
No, that was Patrick Mahomes' dad. And Marshawn Lynch. Yeah. Yeah, he's just, he's a different type of character. Yeah.
He's a dude.
He's a dude. He's a dude. He's that old uncle. He's talking shit like that old uncle. I love it. My deal, Travis Kelce is going to break her heart, because for those who have never paid attention to Travis Kelce and are just learning him, every athletic team ever, especially basketball and football, has that one white dude that's a black dude. Travis Kelce is that one white dude that's a black dude. He rocks with the black dudes. He's always rolled with the black dudes. He talks like a black dude. He dresses like the black dudes on the team, the whole deal. So if you know anything about his dating history, it has always been sisters. And sooner or later, he's going to reach back there and realize that there is no ass whatsoever. And it's, just, all right. So
it's like he's hitting it, and then the tailbone's hitting him in the stomach.
Got a long back. She got a long back.
It's good long back.
Her hamstrings go up to her shoulders. That's what I'm saying. So,
He got a long back.
Kelsey gonna be missing some pushing for the cushion back there. Sooner or later, he might, get wrapped in. She's a pretty lady. She's gorgeous. I don't want people to be like thinking I'm hating on Taylor Swift, but blowing in the wind back there. It's just blowing in the wind.
I can see. I think you're right. It's gonna happen. He's gonna the wrong place, wrong time, and then just
they gonna win this. They gonna win the Super Bowl and go to a strip club, and
they ain't winning no Super Bowl.
You're right, because the Bengals is winning it this year.
In the AFC, and then lose to the Niners again, twice this year.
Bengals.
So Niners this weekend. I say they even make the spread.
What is the spread? Let's pull that up.
It's about to happen now.
So you saying they're gonna win? I'm looking at the spread here, and it's got San Fran minus 3.5
in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, I'll take that on you. What's our bet? We wearing the others' gear?
Well, I don't think you have anything that fits me.
I don't have a Bengals hat. I do.
Yeah. We'll just.
No, I got a Bengals hat. I got a Bengals hat.
Okay.
We'll wear hats on the next.
I'll bring you a Joe Montana jersey.
Nah, you don't want that burned. We'll switch hats next podcast next Wednesday as far as who wins. So backing up on our picks here. Don't worry about the spread on these. Just flat out who you think is going to win. Bucks and Bills. Bills all day on that.
Bills.
Yeah, Bills. Patriots and Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Oh, even though the Patriots had their little bounce back. Oh yeah, they played trash in Miami. Yeah.
And Dolphins had their number for the past few years. I don't think Tua lost to Belichick.
Yeah, but also the Dolphins are starting Hard Knocks, so there might be a jinx there. But yeah, I'm going Dolphins there. Jets and Giants. I'm gonna pull Jets on that one.
This is like you just flip a coin and
It is.
I said it ends in a tie.
You want to hear a wild stat? You want to hear a
3-3
wild
tie.
stat? Okay. Now, people always say that, in the media and comics, whatever, we tend to make stuff a little bit too racial, and it adds to the racial divide and whatnot. Tyrod Taylor had 2 touchdowns last week. The Giants all season had 2 touchdowns.
Tyrod Taylor from Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Also, Tyrod Taylor is the first black QB to win a game for the New York Giants.
Wow.
They have never had a black QB.
Wow. Well, Phil Simms for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Eli.
Yeah. They've never had a black QB. So let that sink in on the deal. I'm still going Jets on this.
I would like to go Giants, but that Jets defense is just too smothering.
Yeah. Jaguars and Steelers.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. I think Trevor's out, right? Did he get hurt?
Possibly. His knee was a little banged up.
I'll go Steelers playing at home.
Cool. I'll take Jags. I'll never go Steelers. I won't say never, but I'll take Jags on that one easily. Falcons versus Titans. Falcons are 4-3. Wow.
I'll go with Titans at home.
Okay. I'll take the Falcons just to be different on there. Texans at Panthers. We're both going Texans on that. It's the battle of the rookie QBs. 1 and 2. Stroud versus Young, and Stroud's gonna whoop them. They're 3-3 in comparison to 0-6. Rams versus Cowboys. Cowboys at home.
I'm going Rams.
You're going Rams?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll rock with
Puka.
I'll rock with Dak. If they do lose that game, they will be trading the Texans for Derrick Henry. That was written here first.
Good luck.
All right. Vikings at Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings coming off this high win and then lose to the Packers.
Yeah, I can see that completely.
Yeah.
Even though Jordan Love has been trash, except for the first 2 games, I can see the Vikings going down and losing. No, actually, no. I take that back. I think the Vikings are going to go on a run and then lose in the wild card game. They're going to get their people's hopes up. They're going to win. They're going to win a bunch of games, get Justin Jefferson back, and then Kirk Cousins is going to let them down again in the playoffs. Yeah, so I'm taking Vikings on that.
They're going to run out of time in the red zone.
Yeah, you got Packers. They're just going to let Minnesota down. Colts and Saints, 2 teams that are like, you could really flip a coin.
Yeah, I'll go Saints just because it's Saints.
All right, I'll take Colts. They got Taylor back. Maybe they'll run it down their throats. I don't know.
They got to stop running him.
Yeah. Well, no, they got the backup though too, but we'll see. The backup did good in fantasy, but then now Taylor's back and he's not doing anything, so that's weird. Eagles versus the Washington Commanders.
I'm gonna go with the surprise upset of the Commanders.
Going Cobra Commanders.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Playing in Washington, and Eagles, been exposed.
All right, I'm going Eagles.
Eagles fly.
Browns at Seattle.
Oh, Seattle playing at home. It's tough. One of the toughest places to win.
Cool. I'll take the Browns on that. I'll go against you there. Ravens at Cardinals. I think we both know we're going Ravens on this one. The Cardinals, they're scrappy, but they can't put a full game together. No. And then we already discussed how my Bengals are going to destroy the 49ers. It's going to be embarrassing. James says.
I don't have that on my list.
Otherwise, yeah.
Where's that? Let's see that.
Bears versus San Diego Superchargers. Who you with on that one?
Playing in San Diego, it's tough for a Midwest team to come to the West. I'll go with Chargers.
Okay. I think I'm with you there. I think the Bears kind of they beat the Raiders, but they were at home. I don't know how well they're going to travel. Justin Fields' broken thumb still. Yeah. They might have that dude whose name we don't know. come out and play again, but they beat the Raiders.
They're
whatever.
still the Bears.
Yeah. Raiders at Lions on Monday Night Football. Lions at home. all
So
day.
Raiders should win that because it's Monday Night Football and it's prime time. But I think the Lions going to do it.
For sure. For
I'm
sure.
going to cheer for the Lions anyways.
Yeah. All right. Is what it is. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you guys for rocking with 808 Hot Takes. We're back. We're going to kick this out every Wednesday. Shout out to James Mane. Thank you for kicking it in here. World famous stand up Honolulu. Come see us. We here all the time. Good vibes only. Come get these jokes.